There was an island, long and slim, built up of the variegated Brazos chert gravel, which, when wet and shining, looks like the jewels in a storybook treasure chest.
Those words from Goodbye to a River, published in 1960, flowed like the Brazos itself. That's how John Graves remembers writing his first major book. Now 83, the esteemed author just about every day still sits down at his computer to go to work. A keyboard replaced the manual typewriter years ago, but the room hasn't changed in decades. This study is where John Graves wrote hundreds of articles, short stories, essays, and several important books about Texas.
Well, most of my work heretofore has been, my major work has been connected with rural Texas, with the land, and with what's happened to it, and with the people that live on it.
Hello, Mr. Graves. Good to see you too. This is Don.
John Graves welcomed this group from Britt to his home near Glenrose to talk about writing and living in the country.
I just wanted a country place where I could get off by myself and ruminate. Ended up the cows ruminated and I worked. Living here, I could live anywhere. I have lived in various places. I spent about 8 or 10 years just kind of wandering around the world. But when I settled, I seemed to have settled with a bit of a plop.
A plop?
A plop. I've been here most of the time for the last 40 years.
Graves built his home on 400 acres of rough land in Somerville County, which he and his wife Jane call Hardscrabble.
I'm going to put this over here.
She's originally from New York. He's from Fort Worth. They built the house and the barns and the pens and raised goats and cattle. They also raised 2 daughters, and now they're grandparents. John Graves wrote about his rural life in 1974 in a book called Hardscrabble, Observations on a Patch of Land.
And through the understanding comes abruptly and at long last a glimpse of old reality, indestructible, hiding among the creatures wild and tame, and the stones and the plants and the teeming dirt.
You come here as a place to write?
That's what I thought of it as, really, to begin with. We built the first part of that house. I built it, the stone part, with that in mind. And later on, my wife sort of fell in love with the place, and the house started expanding and expanded for the next 35 years.
Tell me about Hardscrabble.
This is it. You're standing on it.
What does it mean?
It means it's been a tough go for everybody that ever tried to work it.
Graves only stopped farming because he says it was a one-man operation and that one man got old. Now he watches as the land changes.
Yeah, it's changed quite a bit. It's changing back again, too. The biggest change was that it was almost totally cedar when I took it over. And we cleared out the little fields and the decent grazing land and so on. And since I took the cows and the goats off, it's coming back in cedar. It'll be solid cedar again for somebody else to clear. Also, the biggest change right around here has been the loss of our live oaks. This whole front of the house, I built the house there because there was a grove of 11 big live oaks along the edge of a ledge down there. The disease has taken them out. You see, that one there is barely alive. This one is barely alive. A number of the smaller ones, like these right in here, have survived for the time being, but it's a great loss because that's my favorite tree. It made a lot of difference living here.
You think of this place as an unfinished project?
No, because I've gone as far as I can with it.
What about your writing? Is that an unfinished project?
That will always be an unfinished project, yeah.
Why is that? I mean, you still like to get up and write. I mean, that's...
Yeah. Scared to quit. Scared to quit.
Why?
Don't want to end up watching TV with my mouth open.
John Graves doesn't watch much TV, and he keeps writing. And next month, the publishing world will surely celebrate a major event, a new book by John Graves, called Myself and Strangers, a memoir of apprenticeship. It will include the stories of real experiences that helped shape one of the most influential Texas writers of a generation.
I was in the Marine Corps during the war, yeah. Later on, I went to graduate school in New York, taught down at the University of Texas, went back to New York, down to Mexico, went to Europe, lived in Spain for about 2.5 years. Finally got back home.
A member of the 4th Division U.S. Marine Corps, Graves was wounded by a grenade on Saipan.
Where did it hit you?
Hit me up and down the left side. I'm still blind in my left eye from it.
After the war, the young writer broke through when the New Yorker published one of his short stories in 1947.
Well, there's a period of learning that's necessary, or it was for me. I don't know, some writers seem to be just born with all their powers intact, but I don't think many of them are. You have to learn. You have to read a lot and think about what you're doing. And ultimately, I think of it as finding your voice. You find your own voice. For me, it took a hell of a long time, I'll say that. I don't care about being remembered myself. I hope some of the work will be remembered. And as far as death and the contemplation of it are concerned, I don't worry about that much. I'm ready to go, but I hope it'll last a while longer, as long as I got some marbles rolling. There's a quotation from Shakespeare, who I think stole it from somebody else, but I don't remember who it was. It's in the Hamlet. It said, "Time with stealing step doth claw me with his clutch." And I think of it often these days.